is Monday. It's Martin Luther King Day, and we don't have school today, but I've come in. I'm gonna not be here for 2 days this week. So I'm coming in just for a few hours to get a few things done. I need to make sure tomorrow's stuff is all prepped and ready. I'm gonna be missing Wednesday and Thursday, so I need to get copies run, any information that's on Google Classroom. I'm probably gonna make a video for students to watch on their Chromebooks. If I'm not gonna be here, I'm gonna try to keep things as normal as possible. So any lecture-y type of stuff or any instructions that I need to give them for them to be able to do the work, I'm gonna post a video so I can give them examples of it. After that, and then I'll have everything ready and prepped for Friday. So when I come in Friday morning, I'll be ready to roll. So I'm gonna get the whole week scheduled out. I'm hoping that I can be in and out of here within 2 hours. It is 11:45, 12:45, 1:45. So yeah, if I can be home by 2 o'clock, I have a few errands to run. I need to drop off some returns at UPS. And I still have not taken, a friend of mine who is a florist asked for these big luminary orbs that I picked up for him over Christmas. Lights went out, they're on a timer and they do that regularly. He is a florist and he asked for these big orbs. He asked for them over Christmas and then I got COVID and so I was unable to take them to him. And so I've been riding around with them in the back of my car, literally since the day before Christmas Eve. So I need to get those out of there and take those to him. I'm sure he's wondering why I haven't given them to him. So that's the plan for today. Okay, so for my regular economics classes while I'm gone, I've gotten their stuff together and I created it's not really a quest or a scavenger hunt, but it's a way of them to work together to fill out information about economic systems. I created this chart several years ago that's got the different economic systems and then our standards. Ask them to figure out who answers the 3 economic questions, whether there's private ownership, profit motive, consumer sovereignty, competition, or government regulation. And then it also asks them to determine how freedom, security, equity, growth, efficiency, and stability work out. I've defined those goals of an economic system on the back of the paper. So what they're gonna do is that tomorrow while I'm here, I have a PowerPoint where I go over each one of the economic systems. We'll talk about them in depth. And then while I'm not here, Wednesday, I will have papers like this up around the room, which describes each economic system. So I've color coded them where all of the traditional economies are in pink, all of the command economies are in yellow, market economy is in blue, and mixed economies are in red. That way, if they haven't filled out a block, they'll know which color that they can go back to. And so they're going to read the information and be able to fill out the graphic organizer on these activities. So that should get them up moving around. So I'll post these around the classroom before I leave tomorrow. And then the other day, they're gonna work on the difference between public and private goods and services, and they're gonna create a little town. So this resource was free from EconEdLink and the National Council for Economic Education, which is a fabulous resource, where on one side it has private goods and services and it asks questions like, where would you go to see a movie? Where would you rent a video? Where would you go to buy a baseball bat and glove? And then public goods and services, like where would you mail a letter? Sometimes we have a hard time with that now because a lot of students will say FedEx or UPS and not mail a letter, but mail things, FedEx or UPS instead of the post office. So we've got that And what they're going to do is they will get some construction paper or poster board paper, and they'll actually make a little town that has all of these places on there. And then they have an exit ticket, again, produced by National Council for Economic Education. We appreciate your free resources that talks about how government pays for things. This will start leading us into, eventually we'll do a circular flow diagram at the end of Unit 1 or the beginning of Unit 2. It depends. There's a lot going on in Unit 1. And so a lot of times I put the circular flow diagram in Unit 2. So this will lead them so they know the difference between government and what the government provides, and private companies and what private companies provide. So that is what my regular econ students will be working on while I'm gone. My AP students, I have created YouTube videos with PowerPoint lectures, and then we have a workbook that the Acorn workbook that I'm going to use for them. So they will be finishing up supply. If we don't finish supply tomorrow, they'll be finishing up supply while I'm gone and working on equilibrium. If we do finish up supply tomorrow, then they can work on equilibrium and shifting curves while I'm gone. I prefer for them not to work on shifting curves while I'm gone because I like to be here for that to make sure that they're doing what they're doing. I will also be available on Google Meet for them. So even though I'm not here physically, I will be available because the funeral Wednesday isn't until 3 o'clock, and I'm gonna leave Tuesday night and go spend the night at my in-laws' house. They live about an hour and a half from the town where the funeral is, so I can be up and available first thing in the morning for them. And then I will also be available for them Thursday morning because I will be back from the funeral, spend the night at my in-laws' house. And then I'll just wait until after first block is over in case they have any help before I leave and come home. I will also probably take my daughter to lunch or dinner. I have a daughter who's a senior at Auburn and a daughter who's a freshman at University of Georgia. My in-laws live in Athens, Georgia, so I will be heading that way. So I'll get to see my daughter who's at Georgia while I'm there. So that's super exciting. So I have my copies ready for while I'm gone. I have posted in Google, or scheduled to post in Google Classroom. I know what I'm doing tomorrow, so it is 1:25, so I'm about 15-20 minutes earlier than how I thought I was going to be. So I will check in. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. I haven't eaten anything today. I've had 2 very large cups of coffee. So I'm gonna go eat some lunch and enjoy the rest of my holiday Monday. It is Tuesday and it's my planning period. Today in first block we finally finished demand. We are struggling getting ourselves on task first thing in the morning and staying on track. And it's my fault. I'm not a morning person, and I've been struggling getting started right at 8 o'clock, and we're going slow. And they, even though they have work on their desk when they walk in, have not been doing their work as soon as they walk in. So at 8:20, when I took up their papers, there were a few who were not finished. So we are learning a very difficult lesson about not getting started, myself included. So we finished demand there. So tomorrow and Thursday, while I'm gone, they are going to work on supply and they're going to work on equilibrium. They're going to put things together. I have created some videos for them. I've got some Jacob Clifford videos for them and some handouts where they can practice their work. I am currently multitasking. I'm trying to get my work for third and fourth block, my own level econ classes together. And I know what I want to do, and I have my copies printed off. I'm just not sure the order that I want to do it, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do today to lead them up to what they need to be doing while I'm gone. So I think today we are going to go over the economic systems and do some vocabulary practice. And that way tomorrow they can do the little scavenger hunt that I have planned for them for economic systems. And then they can work on writing their short story and do all that while I'm gone. They can also create their town with public and private goods. So that should keep them ready to go. And then I also need to make sure that at least for first block for my AP class, I'm ready to go for Friday. So when I walk in Friday morning, I have everything set up and it doesn't take me some extra time to get that going. So I'm not the cause of the procrastination. And then I can get third and fourth block ready during my prep period. So that is what is going on there. While I'm doing that, I'm also reading or listening, watching YouTube about phonemic awareness, students learning how to read, orthographic mapping, and just trying to keep myself updated on reading techniques. And how that even plays into when they're in high school, and how these things that should have been learned as younger students may not have been done, and then what I can do to help them, especially with vocabulary words and reading, and then putting meaning to those through concepts of basic reading and phonemic awareness and orthographic mapping, and how students' brains are wired for language. So working on that, just to keep myself up to date, learn a little extra things. And I think that's all for today. I'm leaving tonight to go out of town, spending the night at my in-laws' house to go to a funeral tomorrow. We'll keep you updated. May show you some pretty footage of the mountains on my way up there. So, see you then. There's my Pookie. I am on my way home. I didn't vlog yesterday because I went to the funeral and it was tough. It was tougher than I thought it was going to be. I enjoyed seeing my cousins that I haven't seen in a long time, and some family that I've missed for a while. I haven't seen them since my grandmother passed away about 4 or 5 years ago. But it was sad because my cousin who passed away left 3 children, and it was just tough to watch kids who lose a parent, so that was hard. Took my daughter and my niece to dinner last night. We had lots of fun doing that. Got up today, took my daughter to lunch, and I am on the way home now. I just stopped at Starbucks and I couldn't decide if I wanted a dragon fruit refresher or a coffee, so I got both. So I still have about an hour to go, and this coffee may keep me up all night because it is about 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. So tomorrow I will go to work and I will keep you informed. I won't have a planning period tomorrow because I have to watch another teacher's class who will not be at work tomorrow. So I don't know when I will get a chance to catch up with you tomorrow, but I'm gonna go home tonight, make sure I have my life together for tomorrow, do some laundry from being out of town, figure out what's for dinner. I'm not really sure what that's gonna be. So I'm gonna take the hour drive home, listen to a podcast. I'm listening to You're Wrong About. Since I have been gone from school for the last 2 days, I have had approximately 7 students quarantined. So I may spend a good bit of time tomorrow emailing them work or trying to get things into Google Classroom to get them caught up, or at least to stay on task. So they'll be in and out for the next week or so. There's somebody beside me watching me talk to my phone. Maybe they think I'm on FaceTime and not just randomly talking to a camera. We'll see. Who knows? So yeah, so headed the hour home. Maybe I can get my husband to cook dinner tonight. And I will talk to you probably tomorrow. Okay, so today is Friday. And it was a really great day today, but I have lots of kids absent. So while I was gone out of town to the funeral, I had 7 quarantined in less than 12 hours. So that happened, and then I got to school and I had some more quarantined. And so out of 22 in my first block, I had 12 show up, and then I only had 6 in my third block. I had a pretty good turnout in fourth block. I was only missing 2. So we worked on allocation strategies today, and we got in groups, and it's an activity that I found, I think it's from the National Council on Economic Education, that they actually, I'm looking to see if that's what it says. It doesn't have where it came from on here, where we talk about if I had homework passes and I give them a list, or I ask them how I should allocate or distribute those homework passes. And they come up with a ridiculously silly list of ways that we can do it. And we narrow that down into some real allocation strategies of the ways that our government today, or governments in the past, or other governments allocate resources. And so we talk about which ones we believe are the most equitable, which ones we believe are the most efficient, and things like that. And so then when they get in groups, and we do a majority rule, and so they vote on people in their group to be able to get the homework pass. We also do draw names, so then it is random selection, so whoever's name is drawn from the group. And then we do an authority, so whoever's name is drawn gets to choose somebody, and then they play rock, paper, scissors as a competition, which it's not really a competition, it's more random, but we call it a competition. And whoever has won the most of those in a group of 4 actually gets a homework pass. I laugh because I don't give a lot of homework, but if they accumulate 3 of these passes, then I will give them bonus points on a quiz. So it works out where they want to accumulate some of these homework passes so that they can get them. So we did that today, which was a lot of fun. I'm not really sure how I'm going to catch up all the ones that missed in third block. So that was a good time. Monday, I'm not really sure what we're doing yet. I feel like it's a lot going on. I had to cover someone's class during my planning period today, which means that I had to prep during my lunch. We had somewhere along about 14 or 15 teachers out today. In fact, we couldn't even have our extended learning time because we didn't have enough teachers here to cover each other. And it is frustrating when you go through a lot of effort to leave good, valuable work for your students when you're gone, and have things on Google Classroom and have handouts, and have multiple methods of them learning things, and you have emergency lesson plans in a sub-notebook, and then you go and substitute for someone else and they have nothing. There's no rosters that are labeled correctly. There's no work for students to do. There's nothing available for them. It's a little frustrating. Luckily, the children that I went in were very well behaved, but there was nothing for them to do. So I talked to them about graduation requirements and the things that they need to know for registration for classes next year. It's a lot of 9th and 10th graders. So we talked about that. So anyway, it's a Friday. My daughter is coming home from Auburn today, so she's probably almost at the house, so I'm ready to go home and see her. And I will see you guys next week. If you haven't, I'm new to YouTube and sure would like it if you would like and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Thanks very much.